Now for this module, I prepared another very simple project for you. You find it attached. And there I already have a simple Vue app created with Create App, where we have two pieces of data, the current user input and a message, where we have two methods, one to change the current user input to the event target value, and one to set the current message to the current user input. And all of that is connected to some HTML code. That is the section we're controlling with Vue. This is what triggers the save input method. Here we trigger the set text method, and here we output the message. And then we got some styles, which we of course can ignore, though these are largely the styles you already know anyways. Now, this app here is very simple. Vue is awesome is something I can enter here, and if I click set text, that's the message showing up here, and that is achieved with a combination of data, methods, and then of course event bindings that trigger the methods, and interpolation to output the message data. Now that's all something you'll learn about in this course, and I'm not going to bore you by repeating this again here. If that is still unclear, you should go through the previous lectures and modules again. Now what I want to explore here is how Vue does this behind the scenes, this automatic updating here. If we change the text here and set it, this part of the page we as a user see is updated by Vue. And that's this built-in reactivity which Vue has, which is one of its core features. Essentially, Vue does one important thing. The data you define here is something Vue keeps track of. I mentioned before that it would take this data object here and merge all your properties in here into a global behind-the-scenes managed object. The same object where your methods are merged into, by the way. And indeed, this is what is happening behind the scenes by Vue. It also does other things like ensuring that this points at this global object. But when it comes to the data, the important and key thing which Vue does is it turns your data object into a reactive data object by essentially wrapping your properties with a JavaScript feature called proxies. In JavaScript, there's a built-in feature which is called proxy, which Vue leverages under the hood to wrap your properties here and to be notified whenever you assign a new value, like here with message. When I set a new value to message, no matter if that is another data property or a hard-coded string like this, no matter what it is, when you assign a new value to message, Vue is made aware of that. And that's important. If Vue would not be notified about this new assignment, it could not go ahead and update what you see on the screen. It needs to be notified by changes like this so that it recognizes that it should scan the controlled HTML code for usages of that changed property, like here, message is being used here. And then when it sees those usages and it knows that message changed, it goes out to the rendered page, to the screen the user sees, it goes to that screen and finds the appropriate place there where this dynamic content is displayed and updates it there on the screen as well. And that's this built-in reactivity which Vue does and uses behind the scenes. Now, how does that work though? I mentioned that a feature called proxies would be used. Let's explore that in greater detail.